On Pothole Patrol, how the city plans to mend the streets in the coming weeks. Questions over the death of a pregnant Saskatchewan woman, the answers her family is hoping to find. And calls to help curb crime in northern communities, what leaders are asking for.
This is CTV News with Chantel Saunders.
Good evening. Work is now underway to fill potholes across the city. It follows a drawn-out winter and several freeze-thaw cycles. And as Keenan Sorokon reports, it's added to the workload with thousands of additional potholes to fill.
The sound of spring has arrived a little later than normal. With a final few snowfalls and cold temperatures lingering, pothole patching crews are now out in full force across the city.
We have unfortunately lost a couple of weeks due to poor weather, but we're in good shape now. The forecast is looking okay.
And they're busier than ever with more than twice as many potholes to fill compared to last year. There were less than 1,700 potholes reported to City Hall at this time last year. So far this year, there have been more than 3,700.
We've got about 13 crews out on a daily basis repairing potholes. And so the conditions of the streets that you see now should improve significantly over the coming weeks.
Those craters in the road have been leading many people to places like A1 Tire Shop, which is doing all it can to keep up with the sudden demand.
Over the last month, I don't think there's been a day that's gone by where we haven't had at least 3, 4, or 5 people come in to swap out wheels that were damaged in a pothole or on a curb.
On his travels around town, Chris Premich has noticed the holes left in the road now that the snow has melted, but he doesn't see them the same as other drivers.
I see a lot of headaches, yeah, and I see long days, but what do you do? It's Saskatoon. We're used to it, but sometimes you just can't dodge them. It happens.
With added crews called in on Monday to get back on track, Leclerc expects the city to go well past the 2,200 tons of asphalt poured last year, which was an increase from the year before. He says so far, nearly 400 tons have been used with the annual pothole blitz underway. Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The family of a Saskatchewan woman who died following pregnancy complications is seeking answers. As CTV's Stacey Hine tells us, they are calling for a full investigation into the circumstances surrounding her death.
Not a day goes by without me thinking of her.
Blaine Morin tears up as he speaks about his partner, Jaylee Weenie Sutherland. The 24-year-old died last month following pregnancy complications.
We were just excited that baby was going to make her way here. We're just getting prepared for her baby shower, and then that's when everything happened.
Weenie Sutherland's family says she went to Rostern Hospital with severe back pain, trouble breathing, and was coughing up blood. They say she was transferred to RUH, then to Jim Pattison's Children's Hospital in Saskatoon, where she was diagnosed with preeclampsia, a serious pregnancy complication that can cause high blood pressure and organ damage. It's estimated she spent about 14 hours in an observation room. They say she was later moved to labor and delivery, where she died less than 2 hours later. Her baby girl survived, but Weenie Sutherland's mother is left to grieve her own daughter.
We were just supposed to embark on this journey of mother, daughter, granddaughter, and now we can't. My baby Jaylee's gone.
Her family and the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations say warning signs were missed, her concerns were dismissed, and critical care was delayed or denied. They are calling for a full, transparent investigation into the circumstances surrounding Weenie Sutherland's death.
The family continues to carry difficult questions about decisions that were made. Who made those decisions to leave Jaylee in an observation room?
In a statement, the Saskatchewan Health Authority says any death during labor or delivery is investigated as a critical incident, and an investigation is underway, adding it's met with the family and members of its First Nation and Métis team to support communication. Weenie Sutherland's family says she had earned a social work degree and was set to graduate next month. They remember her as loving, compassionate, and always ready to listen. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A weekend fire at Emma Lake saw firefighters spring into action, trying to keep flames at a cottage from spreading to others. As Carla Shinkaruk reports, intense heat played a role in the outcome.
You can feel the heat from here.
Flames could be seen from across Emma Lake as Lakeland and Buckland fire crews work to contain the fire on the west side of Emma Lake at Guy's Beach. One structure was already heavily involved when fire crews arrived on scene.
Wasn't much wind, but there was enough wind just to sort of start pushing the heat towards the second cabin. When the second cabin did start or become fully involved, the heat from it actually did melt some of the siding and stuff on the next cabin south to that as well.
But because the fire is believed to have started on the exterior, it spread quickly.
Our dispatch saying that there was a call that came in that there was an explosion. I wasn't on scene at the time, so I'm not sure, but no, there was no injuries from any explosion.
Thankfully, unlike last year at this time, snow has helped with moisture levels, so crews didn't have to worry as much about the fire spreading through the tinder dry grass and brush, but they attacked it aggressively to be sure.
Like even where the engine was parked, and I could feel the heat over that way as well. We always know that when you get there, the main priority is structure protection to try and contain it and keep it from spreading.
This thing's climbing the tree now.
We did have one tree, it was a spruce tree, a fairly tall one, that it did actually ignite. But with it being a spruce tree and fairly green, as long as the wind stayed down, I wasn't concerned of it going anywhere. We didn't get it extinguished. It was just trying to reach the height of the top of the tree was the biggest issue.
Hewitt has been with the volunteer fire department for 30 years.
This was probably, I think, the first time where we've lost two at the same time.
Firefighters set up a high-volume portable pump at the lakefront to draw water directly from Emma Lake, helping supply engines and tankers until about midnight. No one was injured in the fire as the seasonal cabins were not occupied at the time. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Not sure whose place it is.
Carla Shinkarek, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A litter of kittens is lucky to be alive tonight after surviving an apartment fire. As the animals receive treatment for smoke inhalation, a local rescue organization is calling for better emergency support for animals. CTV's Laura Woodward reports.
I think we're calling this one Toasted Marshmallow.
Toasted Marshmallow and her siblings have landed on their feet after being rescued from an apartment fire on Thursday in the Meadow Green neighborhood. This is what the white cats looked like when Ashlyn Wenninger got to the scene.
Covered in soot and ash, affecting their eyes and airways. So it was important to get them care immediately.
The animals received emergency treatment at the Western College of Veterinary Medicine, including oxygen and antibiotics.
This is a little girl that we thought we were going to lose when we first took her to the college, and I had signed for her euthanasia, but she turned around.
The fire department says a total of 12 cats were rescued from a single suite. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
There was 12 cats in the suite, and reports are that they all got out safely, and all the residents got out safely too.
2 of the cats are still unaccounted for, while the other 10 are now in the care of SOS Prairie Rescue and the SPCA. Wenninger says she only learned about the situation after being tagged in a social media post. She's pushing for a clear protocol to connect animals with emergency care and support services after fires.
If we're capable of calling other supportive services, we're perfectly capable of calling for the animals, especially when they're in distress. Animals are not factored in emergency responses.
While emergency crews do carry oxygen masks for animals, the fire department says its priority hierarchy is people, property, and then pets.
For those instances where the people and the property have been taken care of, and then we can look after the pets.
The kittens will soon be put up for adoption, but first need to get spayed and neutered.
We're really fortunate. These are very lucky cats.
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Saskatchewan's first tornado of the year has been confirmed. Researchers at the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Ontario's Western University have rated the Landspout tornado as an EF0. It was spotted in the Bethune-Delisle area on Friday afternoon. No damage was reported, giving the storm a default rating of EF0. Researchers will verify the rating and lack of damage with satellite imagery. And I'm I'm sure it won't be the last tornado of the season, Jeff.
No, probably not, especially as we get into these warmer conditions and you get the instability in the atmosphere, and there's a number of things that can go on. But yes, it's unlikely that that will be our sole tornado of the season. What we can tell you is that it's also not going to be the only hot day that we're going to have this week, because it's been hot today, not record-breaking, but there's a big high-pressure ridge in place, and the hot air moving up from the States as well as from the Pacific. Some warm air, and it is going to be sticking around for quite a while. How long? We'll tell you about that later on.
Leaders in northern communities are calling on the government to help address escalating violence. It follows 2 suspicious deaths in the Pelican Narrows area recently. Jasmine Pelche with those details.
31-year-old Brett McCollum wanted for second-degree murder following the homicide of 26-year-old Jaden Custer in Pelican Narrows last week was arrested Saturday in the Edmonton area. This is not the only recent suspicious death in the area, where the body of 16-year-old Josiah Webb Long was recovered this month after he was reported missing from Pelican Narrows last year. In response, Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation and Prince Albert Grand Council are calling on the province and the federal government for more support in northern Saskatchewan, including police, addictions treatment, mental health supports, youth programming, surveillance systems, reliable cellular service, and long-term First Nations-led policing.
I am confident and optimistic that we can do this as leaders. But absolutely we need that support from government.
The Saskatchewan RCMP said in a statement, it is engaging with local leadership, including Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation and Prince Albert Grand Council, to discuss new policing models in the area. The statement goes on to say any policing model under consideration would strengthen police presence in the community, increase resources in a detachment area, and ensure officers have access to the backup and support they need to respond safely and effectively. The Ministry of Community Safety says the $310 million in the budget for RCMP includes $26 million for First Nations policing. The Grand Council and Peter Ballantyne First Nation are also calling for a formal partnership with Saskatchewan's Ministry of Justice. Regarding calls for better cell service, SaskTel told CTV the federally funded Aurora program will bring fiber broadband connectivity to residents in 2027, and a new cell tower in Jan Lake is expected to be operational later this year. Meanwhile, leaders in northern Saskatchewan hope more help and support arrives soon, with concerns growing about crime and addictions. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
A Nipawin man is facing child abuse charges following an investigation by Saskatchewan's Internet Child Exploitation Unit. On March 25th, the ICE unit searched a home in Nipawin and seized electronic devices. As a result, 34-year-old Douglas Elmer Ray Barks was charged last week with 2 counts of possessing child sexual abuse and exploitation material and 1 count of making available child sexual abuse and exploitation material. He is scheduled to be back in court in July. A crash involving an ambulance on Saskatoon's north end over the weekend under investigation. It happened at 71st Street West and Highway 16 North Saturday morning at about 8 o'clock. 3 vehicles were involved. The ambulance sustained significant front end damage. The Saskatoon Fire Department said everyone inside the vehicles was able to get out. There is no word on what contributed to the crash or if there were any injuries. A province-wide campaign has been launched to help prevent human trafficking and fraud within Saskatchewan's trucking industry. As part of the campaign by the Saskatchewan Trucking Association and Saskatchewan Crime Stoppers, posters will be on the back of commercial trailers. They read, "If you see something, say something." The goal is to raise awareness and report any sign of someone being trafficked or abused.
Human trafficking in general is an epidemic. It's just that not a lot of attention has been brought to it in the past. It's starting to gain traction now. I know the RCMP in Saskatchewan has just developed a human trafficking team. So they're well underway to curtailing what they can.
Drivers are encouraged to report any suspicious activity anonymously through Saskatchewan Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS or by visiting Saskatchewan Crime Stoppers online. Dozens of drivers were ticketed following a traffic enforcement blitz by Saskatoon police last week. On Wednesday and Thursday, members of SPS and other police agencies carried out the Saskatchewan Selective Traffic Enforcement Program known as STEP. Over the 2 days, 4 impaired drivers had their vehicles impounded, 12 commercial vehicles inspected, required further assessment, while 17 were taken off the road and deemed out of service. 83 motorists were issued tickets for distracted driving, and 169 tickets were handed out for speeding. Last week's blitz followed one earlier in May between Saskatoon and Langham that resulted in dozens of tickets also being issued. It was a night to remember little ones gone too soon Friday evening at the WDM. All part of this year's gala in support of Empty Arms, which supports families through child loss from pregnancy through to early childhood. This year's guest speaker was Kyla Thompson, who shared her journey with grief after the loss of her daughter Isabella, who was born with several rare medical conditions. I was honored to MC the evening. The money raised goes to support services offered by Empty Arms. Since the organization began 11 years ago, it has helped loved ones of 830 babies and children who have passed on. Still to come, Western premiers meet next door, what Scott Moe is hoping to accomplish. Also, what the Prime Minister is calling Alberta's referendum question. You're watching CTV News Live from downtown Saskatoon. Thanks for staying with us. Western Canadian premiers are in Alberta for 2 days of meetings at their annual get-together. Discussions are expected to focus on a new pipeline proposal and Alberta's exploration of potentially leaving Canada. Sierra de Souza Butts has the details on what the meetings mean for Saskatchewan.
A question about Alberta's future in Canada remains at the top of mind for many, including Premier Scott Moe.
We have a plebiscite legislation in Saskatchewan. BC, I believe, has a plebiscite legislation as well. Those are the 3 provinces that have citizen initiative questions that can be put forward. And so if that was met in Saskatchewan, I would, we're a government that would follow the law.
It is one of the main topics of discussion at the annual Western Premiers Conference in Alberta, where the leaders of Canada's 7 Western provinces and territories are meeting. Alberta Premier Daniel Smith says the question about Alberta independence will be added to a larger provincial referendum coming on October 19th, asking Albertans if they want to stay in Canada or if they want to have a second referendum on whether or not to separate.
We've had 700,000 people who've asked to have the question of whether to remain in Canada or leave Canada. And so I'm following our law.
Moe says he does think it's beneficial for Alberta to remain in Canada. However, it is not up to him.
What I would say, and it isn't for me to tell Albertans how to vote in these questions or any others that are coming to them.
Yet the NDP says Moe's response is not enough.
He's not doing enough to talk about the ramifications that even the discourse of separatism is having, like we've seen with the Alberta Chambers of Commerce report, that even the discourse around this issue is causing uncertainty and it's causing economic repercussions.
A new pipeline being proposed from Alberta to British Columbia is also up for discussion at the conference. The meeting will conclude on Tuesday. Sierra de Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mark Carney called Alberta Premier's referendum question a, quote, dangerous bluff, one that reminded him of the UK's Brexit vote. Last week, Danielle Smith announced that a referendum set for October would include a question about whether the province should pursue separation. CTV's Rachel Aiello is following developments for us today.
That is a very dangerous bluff.
A stark 6-word warning from Prime Minister Mark Carney for Alberta Premier Danielle Smith.
In these separation issues, it is often advanced that vote for this and it's a free option. Vote for this and we will strengthen our hand in a future negotiation. That is a very dangerous bluff.
Unprompted today, the Prime Minister drew on his experience as the Governor of the Bank of England during the Brexit crisis. When asked what he thinks of the referendum question Smith is putting to Albertans this fall.
I saw firsthand what happened in the United Kingdom when the view was vote for this, it'll be soft, and then we'll negotiate, etc. And they ended up, and they're still 10 years later trying to undo what people didn't think they were voting for, but what they ended up having.
Carney's words of caution about understanding the risk of using this referendum as a bargaining chip was met with pushback from Premier Smith, who has called it an exercise in democracy.
I'm just trying to get a gauge of where Albertans are at. I think that that's respectful of the process that 700,000 people went through in signing their petitions.
That sentiment echoed by the separatist Bloc Québécois.
It's still up to Albertans to decide, and definitely not to another government to decide on what if the question should have been asked in the first place.
Conservatives said Carney's comments do nothing to address Albertans' concerns.
He has no right to wag his finger. That makes it worse.
As her province contemplates whether to vote to remain or pursue a path towards independence, Smith also said today she'll keep working with Carney towards a stronger Alberta within a united Canada. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Saskatchewan government is correcting something overlooked when the legislative building was designed over a century ago, a washroom for female MLAs. Wayne Mantika has more.
Construction crews are building a female members' washroom in an area just outside the Saskatchewan Legislative Assembly chamber.
I think this has been a project that has been known it needs to be done.
Back in the early 1900s, a female members' washroom wasn't included in plans for the legislative building because women didn't have the right to vote or to sit as elected members.
Sarah Ramsland was the first MLA, female member here in the Saskatchewan legislature back in 1919 to 23. Now we've got 30% of the members are female, and until this time we had a need for this.
The male members' washroom has been renovated over the years and still contains many of the original fixtures dating back over a century. The new female members' washroom will be of similar quality.
Marble, you see some oak, you see some tiles, and some heritage lighting, and balanced with the needs of barrier-free and family washroom aspects.
A few years ago, a very small washroom was set aside for female members of the legislature, but has proven inadequate because of the large number of women now sitting in the House. The new female members' washroom has the support of both the government and the opposition, a project considered by many to be long overdue. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Saskatoon played host to the Spring 2026 Métis Nation Legislative Assembly this weekend. The two-day meeting brought together delegates from across the province to discuss a number of topics. 18 new local presidents were sworn in, and a commitment was made for the group's annual General Assembly. The Assembly also saw the affirmation of Métis harvesting rights and the prioritization of child and family services.
It gives us an opportunity to be able to bring people together from right across our province, like I said, to be able to hear them in regards to what we need to hear as maybe falling short in regards to what we deliver. But then most importantly, too, is to be able to get to know their government. You know, sometimes governments are limited in regards to what they can do, but at the same time, gives us an idea in regards to where we can work a little harder.
This meeting was the first of two assemblies for the year, with the next one scheduled for the fall. The Canadian government is leasing 10 new firefighting planes and helicopters in preparation for this year's wildfire season. Ottawa says provinces and territories will be able to request the use of 4 air tankers, 1 spotter plane, and 5 heavy lift helicopters. The assists will be positioned within Canada based on fire activity forecasts and current wildfire activity. They will be paid for by a new $317 million budget allocated to establish a national aerial firefighting surge capacity. All right, Jeff, we are going to see temperatures soar this week.
Yes, and we're also going to have some strong winds. And even though we've had plenty of rain, it won't take much, if something gets sparked up, certainly with these hot conditions and obviously with the wind to sort of exacerbate things. So please be careful if you're out in the outdoors. 27 degrees right now in Saskatoon and the Balfours, 25 in Prince Albert. And the winds, a little bit on the strong side, moderate to strong winds. getting stronger as we roll into Tuesday. We'll talk about that a little later on. Let's take a look at our high today, 27 degrees, Saskatoon State time high. So our current temperature is our high, 7 degrees above seasonal, which is 20 degrees. 31, the record warm temperature in 1980, the record cold temperature from 1893. That was -4. The sun came up at 1 minute before 5 o'clock, and it's going to go down at 9:09.
Coming up, Riderville shows up in Saskatoon over the weekend. So look at the fan frenzy as the Riders took on the Bombers.
It's Saskatchewan Tourism Week. Tuesday on your morning, we're live on location at Echo Valley, teeing up a busy programming week and the spring-summer season.
All right, Peseta, nice. Okay, big blue sky. We've got ourselves a forecast that is going to be continuing to have hot temperatures, but also some windy conditions, and we'll talk about that in a second or two here. But let's take a look at our satellite and radar shot here. And so basically, we got this big high-pressure ridge that sort of extends across the Prairie provinces. So on the west coast, a little on the cool side and rainy. On the east coast, a little on the cool side and rainy. And so that's where we are in the middle, and that looks like it's going to be the hot situation. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. 27 degrees, just to recap, in Saskatoon and the Battlefords, and 25 in Prince Albert. Taking a look at the hot spot in the province, that was Val Marie at 31 degrees. Sandy Bay, the cold spot, at 1 degree. Around the province go. Currently, it is 27 degrees in Lloydminster, 28 in Prince Albert, or rather in Swift Current, 29 in Moose Jaw and Regina, 25 in Yorkton, 30 in Estevan. Closer look at central parts of the province. Everyone in the 20s, as cool as 22 in Waskesiu, but as warm as 29, and that is in Rosetown. It's 24 in Meadow Lake, 28 in Kindersley, 24 as well in Hudson Bay and Nipawin, 25 in Wynyard and a few other places. Up north, 13 degrees in Collins Bay and South End, but getting up to 22 in Sandy Bay. Island Falls is 21 right now in La Ronge. And down in the Southland, ooh, it's hot. Yes, down along the international border, 30 degrees in Cornack and Carlisle, and everywhere else, the mid to high 20s. So it is a warm day across Saskatchewan. Oh, heck, let's just say it's hot. All right, we've got ourselves an evolving situation with regard to the wind tomorrow in particular. You can certainly see how that ridge is sort of steering any kind of storm activity up through Alberta into the Northwest Territories, but we are going to have to deal with some very strong winds tomorrow, and we can tell you that we are dealing with some heat warnings that are already in place for parts of eastern Alberta and southern Saskatchewan, including the city of Regina and just south of Saskatoon. So yes, we've already triggered our first heat warning of the season. We've got ourselves 22 degrees for La Ronge tomorrow, 21 in Stony Rapids and Key Lake, 24 in Buffalo Narrows. A mix of sky conditions in northern Saskatchewan. Temperatures in the high 20s, low 30s for west central Saskatchewan, with windy conditions expected in Spiritwood, Kindersley, and Rosetown. And by windy, we mean wind gusts up around 60 kilometers an hour. A similar pattern for southwestern Saskatchewan. It's still going to be breezy around Maple Creek, just not enough to trigger a warning. But we've got ourselves 33 degrees for Maple Creek and Leader, 32 for Outlook and Swift Current, 32 or 33 degrees for Regina, Moose Jaw, and Estevan. Windy conditions and staying windy, but 27 in Yorkton. And we've got ourselves sunny conditions, but there'll be strong winds to sort of be the prominent feature tomorrow for Watrous and Humboldt. But we've got ourselves temperatures in and around that 28-degree mark for east central Saskatchewan. So clear skies and windy conditions tonight. Windy and staying windy into tomorrow with a high of 31 for the Battlefords, and staying windy on Wednesday, 32 on Thursday and Friday, and a chance of showers with a risk of a thunderstorm on Saturday. Sunday, 23 degrees. Prince Albert's overnight temperature, 12 degrees, 30 degrees tomorrow, but the wind really picks up in the afternoon. And the 7-day outlook staying in the 30s right through to Saturday, 28 on Sunday, Monday, 23 degrees. And finally, Saskatoon, we've got ourselves, well, 13 degrees overnight. The winds gusting to 40 kilometers an hour. And tomorrow, the sustained winds will be at 40 kilometers an hour. The wind gusts up around 60 kilometers an hour, a high of 31, and staying in the 30s until Friday, 29 on Saturday, 25 on Sunday, and 1 week from today, 22.
Check your armor. The kid will live centuries.
The latest release in the Star Wars film franchise soared to the top of the box office in its debut weekend. The Mandalorian and Grogu brought in $102 million from theaters across North America. That's higher than pre-weekend forecasts. Horror movie Obsession finished in second spot, earning just over $22 million. Michael rounded out the box office in third spot. And fun fact, on this day, 49 years ago, the original Star Wars movie was released.
Hey, it's Lily. I just wanted to share something with you all. After 6 unforgettable years of playing Emily Cooper, I'm here to share that this upcoming 6th season will be our final. Season 6.
Emily Cooper is saying au revoir. Emily in Paris is ending on a high note. Season 6 will be the final chapter of the comedy series. Production has started filming in Greece. The location change picks up from season 5's cliffhanger. Ooh.
I'm doing my big one, you doing the little one. What kind of man are you? A middle one.
Drake is taking over the top of the Billboard 200 albums chart as his 3 new albums, Iceman, Habiti, and Maid of Honor, debut in the top 3 spots. This marks the first time that an artist has held the top 3 spots on the Billboard 200 concurrently since it began publishing on a regular weekly basis in March of 1956. Then again, Sinatra and Elvis didn't release 3 albums on one day. Said the old guy. Get off my lawn.
All right, we'll change the subject to a rather pleasant and annual spring event that is returning for another year.
That's right, and it's music, music, music. It's springtime in Saskatoon, and that means it's time for the Saskatoon Fiddle Orchestra's annual spring show. This concert is the 22nd edition. Kim de la Forest, the music director, as well as the president, Marielle Gauthier, is with us today. So let's talk a little bit about this. There's a different theme every year, and this year's theme is?
Legends and lore.
And so, what do we get with that?
I've always been fascinated with tune names and the stories behind them, or the stories that I might make up myself to go along with the tunes. So I figured that we could come up with some fun stuff, movie-wise and fiddle-wise, a little bit of everything.
So like Lord of the Ringsy kind of stuff?
Oh, maybe, yes. Fairies?
Being very, very secretive. Now we don't want to be secretive on how you can get your tickets and when the show is. So when is the concert itself?
The concert is this Saturday, so May 30th at the Broadway Theatre. Doors open 6:30. The show's at 7:30. People can get their tickets at the Broadway box office. But just one thing I wanted to add is that the show will have a variety of course, our amazing fiddling, but also singing, dancing, and storytelling.
Okay, so we'll get all of that with Legends and Lore and the Saskatoon Fiddle Orchestra, the 22nd annual spring concert here at the Broadway Theatre. Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
All right, Jeff, time for pick of the day. Are we done with the snow?
Yes, we're done with the snow pictures. Unless I can bring them back.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Bring on the heat.
Okay, here we go. Well, we've got this lovely sunset here from Humboldt Lake. This comes to us from Brad and Pam Howe. So thank you for that picture. Next one comes to us from Joyce in the Prince Albert area. Jeff, I was refreshing the hummingbird and Oriole feeder syrup this morning. And then while I was carrying the Oriole feeder out to hang it up, the hummingbird came flying at it. Therefore, I thought I would try sitting on the swing to see if he would come to the feeder so I could get a close-up. I was rewarded. Boy, were you ever. That is a great action shot of a hummingbird. So thank you, Joyce. And finally, from Monica, from the Warman area, photo of Tucker at the Saskatchewan Railway Museum on the Pike Lake Highway. All right. He's an engineer, Tucker. Way to go. So thank you for sharing that picture, Monica. And if you'd like to share an image with us, you can do so by sending it to CFQC News at ctv.ca, or you can scan the QR code on the screen, and that will take you to the spot. And please put Pick of the Day in the subject line.
Still to come on CTV News, the fan experience, the CFL event in Saskatoon as the Riders took on the Bombers.
Here's what's happening in our community. French language theater La Troupe du Jour is marking its 40th anniversary with a special celebration and fundraiser on Saturday at Studio 914. The Lions Foundation of Canada Pet Value Walk for Dog Guides is set for Sunday, starting at the Lions Heritage Centre in Martinsville. You can submit your community event by visiting our website, ctvsaskatoon.ca, and click Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen.
The Riders hit the turf for their second preseason game of the season, making history by hosting the game at Griffith Stadium. Hallie Mandrick has the story of the fan experience.
For the first time in more than 3 decades, Rider fans gathered in Saskatoon to watch their team hit the turf in a preseason game.
It's close. Like Saskatoon would be the dream to have the Riders here playing. 31 years for this to happen. This is great. This is great.
So are you hoping it becomes an annual tradition?
100% annual. I'll be here every year.
Prior to kickoff, fans gathered next to Griffith Stadium for Party in the Park, where folks like Dave Wilbaum and his family showcased handmade game day outfits, which turned many heads.
We've been across Canada. We've been to Halifax, been to the Rider games out there, and lots of comments.
And it wasn't just Rider fans who made their way to Saskatoon for the game. Shannon Gilchrist traveled from Vancouver to catch her first ever Rider game, donning blue and gold.
My family is from Saskatoon, and so we were always big Rider fans, but I was always a Weston Dressler fangirl, and so I went with him when he went to the Blue Bombers. Oh my God. And I've been a Bomber fan ever since, so it was kind of perfect for the Rough Riders against the Bombers in Saskatoon.
While many Rider fans are happy to take a lengthy road trip to watch the team play, the change in venue allowed for some to cut down on travel time.
It feels good being here, like getting able to watch the Riders like closer to home. We didn't have to travel like a few hours. We only traveled like 4, not like 8.
While the setting looked a little different, one fan says Rider Nation feels the same no matter the location.
You know, it doesn't feel different at all, really. I mean, it's just different city, different venue, and that's it. I mean, it's still, the Rider Pride is everywhere. Like, fans are everywhere, you know? Like, I mean, it's a culture, right?
The game saw more than 7,000 fans fill the seats of Griffith Stadium. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
When we come back, we take a closer look at the match between the Riders and the Bombers, and later, off to the races south of Saskatoon.
Welcome back. Time to check in on our rural forecast for tomorrow. It's going to be hot. We've got ourselves some really warm temperatures, certainly above seasonal. And as you can see, a number of locations getting into 30 or degrees or higher. And even as we make our way to the eastern side of the province, yeah, temperatures drop off a little bit, but still 27 degrees under sunny skies for Hudson Bay. Not too bad. 28 for Wynyard. It's also 28 in Melfort. And then as we make our way into southern Saskatchewan, well, we've got ourselves temperatures. Is everyone in the 30s? No, but a whole lot of places are between 31 and 32 degrees, and look at that, a bunch of 33s along the eastern border or towards the Manitoba border. 27 for Kenora, 28 for Broadview, and 29 for Carlisle. And our featured community of the week is Buchanan, which is just west of Kenora, and looks like a warm day there. 27 degrees, mainly sunny skies, but yes, a bit on the breezy side. Winds out of the southeast, 30 gusting to 50. And Buchanan is one of the places where internet plans of up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel.
Well, earlier we showed you the fan experience at this weekend's Riders game at Griffith Stadium. Keenan Sorokon takes a look at the game itself that saw a last-minute win be almost too good to be true for a local hero.
Daniel Wiebe no longer has to dream and wonder what it would be like to catch a game-winning touchdown for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The rookie receiver from Rosetown, fresh from graduating with the University of Saskatchewan Huskies, sealed the Riders' victory with 42 seconds left to beat the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 31-27 Saturday at Griffith Stadium.
That means a ton. Like, just doing it at the Husky Stadium here, it's crazy. It means a lot. Tons of family out here supporting me too. new friends as well. So yeah, super excited. Doesn't really quite feel real yet.
Oh, and to make the story even more incredible, the guy who threw it to him was using one eye. Braden Shager, looking to make the team as one of the backup quarterbacks, was poked in the eye during a sack at the start of the fourth quarter and went back into the game without vision in his right eye.
No, I still couldn't see the last drive. I couldn't see out of the right eye great, but it's coming back a little bit now. But there were some times where I kind of have to close my eye and just throw with the left eye.
The ending was just one of many examples that had more than 7,600 fans cheering in Saskatoon, with the Riders turning the campus stadium into more of a mini mosaic for the day.
While the crowd might be smaller in size by numbers, it was still loud out there, and we definitely felt, obviously, like it was a home game. Just happy we can come out with a win for Rider Nation.
But the day undeniably belonged to Weeb, who even had his coach awestruck about the storybook ending.
Just crazy, you know, it happens, and you're just like, of course it was supposed to happen like that. But you know, I'm truly, I'm so incredibly proud of that kid. Super happy that he was able to have that moment here.
Keenan Sorakan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The Prince Albert hockey community is mourning the passing of longtime Raider Mark Odnakon. The team announcing on their website this morning that he had died. Odnakon was a longtime member of the team from his time as a stick boy, player, coach, and skills coach. Posts on social media from other teams, including the Melfort Mustangs, recognizing his impact on countless young athletes. Odnakon was instrumental in bringing a hockey program to Carleton High School, where he taught for years. Coming up, how someone in Saskatchewan has a lot of luck. Annual event.
Hey there, it's Derek Chesty here at the Saskatoon Crime Stoppers. This week on Crime Stoppers Unmasked, we're needing your assistance to identify numerous suspects responsible for a fraud over $5,000. In mid-February of 2026, a company debit card was taken from a residence on the city's west side. This resulted in the card being used by a number of different suspects over a couple of weeks at multiple locations in the city. It was not discovered for some time that the card had been stolen and was being used fraudulently. The suspects we are trying to identify are as follows. Suspect 1 is an Aboriginal female wearing a white toque with a multicolor South Park character embroidery. She has medium-length brown hair. Suspect 2 is a male. He's wearing all black. He's clean-shaven and has a tattoo of a cross on his right hand. Suspect 3 is male, wearing a plaid jacket, driving a gray truck with junk in the box, has a wedding ring on his left hand. Do you have information about any of these suspects or information about any other crime? If so, please give us a call at 1-800-222-8477 or leave a tip online at SaskatoonCrimeStoppers.com. You can also check out our Facebook, Instagram, and our homepage for photos of these suspects and other active crimes within the city. We pay cash rewards of up to $2,000 for information that leads to an arrest. We don't want your name, we just want your assistance. Saskatoon Crime Stoppers. Do your part to stop crime in our community.
Select Hair Services brought to you by Sage, the beauty bar.
Stay with us. We've got another full night of great shows for you right here tonight on CTV. Well, someone in Saskatchewan has a million reasons to smile. The $1 million winning ticket for Saturday's Lotto 649 Gold Ball draw was purchased in our province. The Western Canada Lottery Corporation hasn't said where exactly that lucky ticket was bought, just that it was somewhere outside of Saskatoon and Regina. And in case you haven't checked your numbers just yet, the winning number is 282-778-4501. The winner or winners have 1 year to claim their jackpot. So
sweet.
Check if you haven't checked. Well, some furry friends were off to the races this weekend.
Are you set? Go!
The 5th annual Corgi races were hosted at Crossmount Cider Company south of the city yesterday afternoon. 60 four-legged athletes showcased their speed in front of a crowd. Organizers say the event is getting larger each year thanks to the love for the breed.
They love to work and they love to play, and we think people love coming out because it is such a fun event to watch. Now, some corgis race, some corgis frolic, some corgis don't do what they're supposed to do, and that's the fun of it.
Participating dogs also had the chance to show off their Sunday best in a costume parade, and some of the owners getting in on the fun too.
I know, I saw that. And I saw those two dogs. I don't know if they were dressed up as like in Santa suits or what was it? They were both perfectly posed.
Didn't see. I saw the hot dog earlier.
Oh,
so.
There we go. We've got ourselves some hot conditions as we roll into tomorrow. Let's take a quick look here. At 9 a.m., at 9 a.m., it's already going to be 21 degrees. At noon, 25, mid-afternoon in the low 30s, and 29 degrees by 5 o'clock. So, yeah, it's patio weather.
It is, yes. A little bit of breeze going on there, but it'll take away a little bit of the heat.
Maybe a little.
Thanks for watching. Have a great night.